Welcome back to Career Fair Prep, navigating a virtual fair. Now we want to talk about what happens as the fair approaches. The day before the career fair, you want to be sure to log into the Career Fair Plus account and review your appointment schedule so that you be sure that you're going to show up at the scheduled times. When you're checking your schedule, note the interaction type for each appointment. Also, most importantly, for a virtual career fair, check your technology and do this the day before so that you are not impacted the day of the career fair. Also, even in a virtual career fair, we need to prep our wardrobe. So prep your wardrobe of what you're going to wear for the career fair and check the video view. How does your presentation come across on the camera? And also, for a virtual career fair, we need to make sure we are in a quiet place. So make arrangements to be in a quiet place, whether that's in your apartment, in your dorm room, or having to reserve a space on campus. And also review that elevator pitch and introduction and prepare your questions. Make sure that from your research that you have done about a company and the position that they may be offering, that you have developed questions that will show that you are informed and enthusiastic about talking with them. As I said, our professional attire is still important at a virtual career fair because even though it's virtual, it is still your first impression. So now it's the day of the career fair. Make sure you're in that quiet place. Log into Career Fair Plus and access your appointment schedule. When you access the appointment on the Career Fair Plus app, you will click or knock, and the employer will let you in when they are ready. When you knock, the employer may let you right in, and you will begin that informal conversation with that employer. Or if the employer may be running a few moments late or running over with the previous candidate, you may knock and have to wait a few moments. They'll put you on hold and let you in when they're ready. As I mentioned in part 1, that ranking of your employers and creating that target list, practice your elevator pitch and your introduction with companies that are ranking low on that target list. Maybe schedule appointments with several of those low-ranking employers first so that you can get warmed up. And then you will be ready to go and talk to those companies that are ranking high on your target list. As I mentioned, asking your questions will show that you are interested and that you are enthusiastic, that you have come prepared to talk with this employer. And as in an in-person career fair, in a virtual career fair, take notes. Just as you would when you would be standing face-to-face with someone, taking notes so that you will remember and be able to use the points from that conversation in your follow-up. So what do you ask an employer? Here is a list of several questions that you can ask an employer. These are some basic questions that will gain you knowledge about the actual company, the position, and the person you are personally talking to. Wanting to know what they enjoy most about working at this company. For a general rule, it is good not to ask questions that you can easily access on the company's website. Do your research so your questions can be more insightful and informed, showing that employer that you've done your research and that you know what you are talking about. As I said, these are brief, informal conversations. And so how do we wrap these up? We bring the conversation to closure by thanking the employer for their time, asking always about the next steps in the process. You want to understand before you leave that employer's presence, what is their recruiting process like? What are the next steps that they intend to take in their recruiting for the position that you are talking to them about? Express your enthusiasm and be sure to ask for their name and email, because we'll need that when we do our follow-up. So after the fair, within 24 hours, I recommend sending your thank you note email. Be sure to attach your resume to the email, expressing your interest, maybe mentioning a conversation point that you may have made in the meeting at the career fair, updating them on the status of your application. For example, the employer may have told you at the career fair to go to their website and apply online. And so I would recommend doing that. And then in your thank you email, you can tell them that you have done that and that you have now officially applied for the position. And I would still attach my resume to that thank you email. Also, connecting with the person that you met on LinkedIn. Some employers, when they meet you, they will tell you, connect with me on LinkedIn. But you can research them on LinkedIn and could send them a connection request. And as I said, you needed their name and email for the follow-up. Also, because their contact information will be helpful to you going forward in your job search. For example, when you write that cover letter for your application, you can mention that you met this person at the career fair and what you may have learned from them. You also can follow up on your application by contacting the person that you met at the career fair. And most importantly, you can mention their name and the conversations that you had at the career fair during your interview, and solidifying your interest and enthusiasm for this position. As we wrap up career fair prep, I wish you well as you embark on navigating a virtual fair. Thank you.